I think it's fair to say that pedophilia seems to be becoming more commonplace, especially with the rise of technology, which makes it a lot easier to actually talk to these minors, which is disgusting. You should stay away from them, obviously, but some people don't get that memo, and some people are in positions of power, like YouTubers, like Colin Ballinger, Shane Dawson, James Charles, EDP, Drake, Dr. Disrespect, Chris Tyson, and the list goes on. And that's not to mention Andrew Tate, who recently has been outed for having a sex trafficking ring, and I believe this was already in the news before, but now it's really getting into motion. And he's talking about how his best girls would make so much money, thousands of dollars a month, and he would steal all of it. He's literally explaining his human trafficking, which involved minors, by the way. Minors, young kids, teenagers in his operations. That's disgusting, and it seems like it's becoming a lot more prevalent over the past few years. Like, it's getting worse, and more people are trying to combat it in their own personal ways. There are people that feel like it's their responsibility to deal with these people and humiliate them online, and you know what? That's valid. There's so many videos out here. I like this one where the guy gets hit by a shopping cart. This guy in the blue shirt gets slapped because he's trying to meet minors.
We got a child predator trying to take off here. Child predator going down.
And it's always at a store. It's like you can't go anywhere without the fear of running into a pedophile at one point or another. And it's ridiculous. They could be anywhere. You wouldn't know, because these people are unfortunately allowed to walk within society. And sometimes they're allowed to do these things and get no consequences. But some people, like I said earlier, like to record and humiliate them and hopefully get them arrested. There's this video of the man being confronted by his mother because he's a pedophile. He's talking to minors and doing very explicit things while he has a 6-year-old daughter.
You have a 6-year-old daughter?
Yeah, I know.
And you're doing this?
I'm talking to them.
Does their dad knows you're doing this?
That is fucking nasty. That is disgusting. That is vile. People like this shouldn't be allowed to have kids. I hope they get this kid somewhere safe. Both kids somewhere safe and far away from disgusting fucks like this. There's this old man who calls his wife and breaks her heart because he got caught trying to meet a 14-year-old girl, and he made her have a fucking panic attack.
Dave, you're too kind for this. This is wrong.
I know.
Is wrong.
It does.
Why take the chance? Why cheat on your wife, and especially with a little boy?
I know.
You knew he wasn't 18. You knew he was 14.
Yeah.
She was hyperventilating throughout the whole ordeal. Imagine the toll that this takes on someone, the stress that they put on their loved ones who didn't know this side of them because they decided at their grown-ass age to go talk to minors. What the hell is wrong with them? And shit like this really gets me mad because there's so many people their age. If they want to get freaky, fine. Do it with people your own age. Keep the kids away from this stuff. Let them be safe. This is not your concern. Don't involve them in these disgusting things. This man right here with the green jacket also had a panic attack, but not because he found out someone he knew was a pedophile, but because he was the pedophile. He got caught on camera.
Please. No. Go take a seat. Go take a seat. Go take a seat right now on the bed. Go take a seat on the bed. Go take a seat on the bed. Keep your hands out of your pocket. Okay, go sit in the bed. We're just gonna talk.
I'm so sorry.
We're just gonna talk.
And he was just pathetic. All these people are pathetic. They have absolutely no backbone, no spine. They don't fight back. And they shouldn't, because I think they know that if they do fight back, there is nothing stopping the guy recording from beating the shit out of him in public view, maybe even killing him. They know this shit.
But how old are you?
35.
Do you look like you should be friends with a 13-year-old boy?
Does it matter?
Wrong answer, forehead.
This man here acts like it's nothing to worry about. Like it's normal activities to be talking to minors. Like it's okay. And then he gets slapped. Honestly, he deserves a lot worse. All these pedophiles deserve a lot worse. I feel like jail just isn't enough for them. To have them stuck in jail and rot for who knows how many years isn't enough. To have them get beaten up or shanked by these people isn't enough. They are taking advantage of minors that don't have fully developed brains yet. And they're taking advantage of them for disgusting actions, and they should be ashamed of themselves. This Fox News anchor, Matt Vereen, was arrested for distribution of, I'm not going to say those two words, but I'm sure you can guess what I'm talking about given the topic of this video. And it just fucking infuriates me how people can get away with this shit for so long. Thankfully, this guy got caught. But think of all the people in the world that aren't getting caught, that they can do this shit and get away with it for so long. They can have gigabytes, fucking terabytes, petabytes of all these disgusting videos. Imagine how much fucking money they're spending on shit like this, or downloading it fucking for free illegally. People, I feel like there needs to be a terrible fucking punishment for this kind of stuff. You can't just let them get away with it. Putting them in jail isn't enough. They're just gonna sit there and be sad for the rest of their lives. Sure, that might be enough for some people, but I don't agree with that. I feel like they should have a lot more of a lenient punishment. They should have something much worse. There's even a guy here who slashed their tires and broke their windows. Honestly, like, I don't blame him, because seeing this kind of stuff is just wrong. On so many levels, it's wrong. And there are people that think like this all the time. This is something I found on Twitter. I don't use Twitter. I downloaded this image from Reddit, and I'm not going to read this message. I will let you read it. And as you can see from the image, they used Photoshop to put the image of a child's face onto a different body. Guess what? We found Mr. Daniel. He's a sex offender. And worse. He's been arrested for this shit before. These people always out themselves. They think they're clever, but they're not. Saying this is what males want, that is not true. Speak for yourself. Don't ever generalize us like that. We, speaking as a male myself, we do not want this shit. Don't put your disgusting ideals onto us, you pathetic fuck. And it is insane that some of this is actually allowed. Because in this post here, more than 200,000 children have been married in the U.S. over the last 15 years. And yes, this is a post from 2018, but the fact remains that there are states in this country that allow grown-ass men like this old dusty bag of shit to marry a child. And look at the people in the background. Look at the faces they're making. Everyone knows it's wrong. Alright, I'm sorry. I feel like I'm getting too worked up over this. I felt like I had to make a video, but I feel like I just had to vent and get that out there. I'm just so fucking sick of this pedophilia. This shit has to stop at some point or another. It has to stop. I can't stress this enough. And there's too many YouTubers getting away with this shit too. Y'all ain't slick. Just because you have a high subscriber count, just because you have a lot of viewers, just because that gives you a lot of money, does not give you the power to do this fuck shit. Alright? And that goes for famous people too, not just YouTubers, but everyone else. Like in Hollywood too, there's plenty of people like this, like Jeffrey Epstein. You don't have the fucking right to do this kind of shit. Alright, that's enough from me. I've said my piece. Thank you for watching.